Stan, you gonna start us off?
You bet your ass.
Clint.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this place. Once again, we got on my right, your left, Hawk, Spencer, Midway, Sandy, Riddick.
HydraDome versus DCFandome. Let's go.
All right, so this past weekend, those that are aware or not aware, there was they've been hyping it for a while. A lot of the Comic-Cons got canceled because of the social distancing shenanigans. So DC took it upon themselves, like, well, we're just going to hold our own con online. They called it DCFandome. I don't know why the dome is like Thunderdome, but pretty much it was all pre-recorded, mostly pre-recorded stuff. They just assembled together over the course of a whole day. So they talked about a number of stuff, which...
And it was free, yes?
It was free?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then pretty much as soon as it went out, they were pretty much in like 15-minute portions. And pretty much as soon as it went out live, then they posted it up on their own Facebook page and wherever else. So there's a number of things that we just want to touch on. Beginning with one of the things that has been talked about for a little while is Suicide Squad number 2.
The Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Why the Suicide Squad?
Because that's what they're calling it. The Suicide Squad. Not Suicide Squad 2. The Suicide Squad.
Oh, they elevated their status like that. Damn, okay, so the Suicide Squad 2 had what?
No, not 2. Not 2. There's no number.
The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It's like the Batman.
I'm vengeance.
They're fucking around with the a lot, eh? Well, these bastards. I guess that doesn't really count. But so what were we gonna do? They had a little bit of that stupid ass background fucking bullshit where it was like the actors talking shit about stuff they don't really know about. Like Idris Elba is like, it's like a trade paperback coming to life.
Yeah.
Like Idris, man, I love you, dog, but shut the fuck up, man. Oh, graphic novel, even better. It's fucking shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
Just be like, yo, dog, they paid me to be a character. At least I'm not Hamdall. So, you know.
So one thing that was funny about the Idris Elba thing, though, is so he was originally brought in to replace Will Smith as Deadshot because there were scheduling conflicts. But then instead they decided to give him a different character.
Yeah.
So that Will Smith could, I guess, maybe make an appearance in Suicide Squad 3.
Well, they gotta pay him once every 2 movies because he takes a lot of money, so it makes sense. Idris Elba will work for fucking nickels on the fucking dime.
And there was a big, up until this weekend, there's a big mystery as to who he would be, with a lot of people thinking it was going to be the Bronze Tiger. The Bronze Tiger has been a mainstay in Suicide Squad right from the 80s. But instead, they threw him to Bloodsport, who was a kind of when John Byrne did the reboot of Superman in the 80s. They brought Bloodsport on, and he was basically, I believe he was like a military deserter. Like he basically like, so I'm sure he won't be in this. They'll do something where he got a dishonorable discharge.
I was reading about it. Apparently, he is in the Suicide Squad because he shot Superman with a kryptonite bullet, or tried to. I think it said that he did.
Yeah. And he does, and that's part of it. So his powers basically is he's got access to some warehouse somewhere with all weapons in it, and he can teleport the weapons into his hand. So it's like, ooh, I need this.
Is that a tech or a power?
Ooh, I need this. It's a tech, I believe.
Yeah.
So that's his thing. But he did in that
Where's the sport in that? There's no sport in that.
Yeah,
he just had he had like a red bandana with the eyes cut out in it. Nice. I think that's what he had.
Ooh, should we go over who's in the fucking?
Okay, so yes. So I don't know. Does anyone know? I didn't do the work as to figure out how many people were in the original Suicide Squad, like in the first movie.
There's
2.
What do you mean?
Outside of Amanda Waller, there's only 2 from the first movie.
No, but I'm talking like I'm talking that it's really blown up.
Yeah, they've like tripled in size.
Yeah.
Well, half of the first Suicide Squad isn't coming back.
Yeah.
Killer Croc was in the movie. There was fucking the El Diablo.
But I'm just saying, that still makes me think there was like.
Right, there was a bunch of suicides.
Still makes me think there was like less than 10. I would probably say there was less.
There
than
was
10.
like 5 or 6.
Yeah. And this time around, if you take out Amanda Waller and Rick Flag, who are kind of seen as the man, right? There is 15 other characters that they debuted.
Yes.
Let's bang them out really quick so they know who we're talking about.
Okay, so you got and what they did really, they just kind of, this was their preview. They kind of threw up the name with maybe the actor and like almost like a badge of who they are.
Yeah.
So to begin, so it starts off with Amanda Waller, who's basically the government. She's the man that controls it. Rick Flag is a former military who's entrusted with overseeing them, and he would be like the guy who controls their neck collars. That if they don't behave, he blows them up. And then
Amanda Waller.
Yeah, Amanda Waller is the one who has the control over that.
I think he did too.
I think he had it on a bracelet.
It's Rick Flag. That guy's too soft to push no buttons, man.
Yeah,
Amanda
exactly.
Waller
I think
pushes
he was just there as a liaison.
I remember back in the original comics, it wasn't even that. It was that if they got like 500 meters away from him, it blew up. And so one guy thought he was like lying, so he like took off and like he lost his arm or something. I don't think it was around his neck. I think it was around his arm.
That's a dumb spot to put it.
But
that might have just been censorship, you know. Weird.
So then you have a number of people that don't have any powers. So there's a guy named Savant, who's just like a vigilante kind of guy, so he's
DC is a lot of no powers.
He's got no powers. You got Javelin, who throws javelins, no powers.
It's effective.
You got Harley Quinn,
So
crazy, no powers.
could be a power.
You got a guy, Polka Dot Man.
Yeah.
The Polka Dot Man is basically a cheese character a la Hawkeye, but instead of gimmick arrows, he's got gimmick polka dots.
Yo, get out of here.
That's basically it. Instead of a quiver full of like these gimmick arrows, he's got these dots.
Suit, yeah.
That does different
Yeah,
things.
There's a long list. Let's not go into
Ratcatcher,
histories.
Ratcatcher 2, which I don't know why they're calling it 2. It is the second incarnation, but it's Ratcatcher 2. Who goes around saying, I'm the second one of this?
I thought he was the first rat catcher.
No, there's a second one, because this is a girl. The first one was a male, and the second was female.
But I thought this one was played by Sean Gunn.
No, he is the rat person thing, whatever.
Oh,
That's Weasel. Look at it. But again, anyways, so she Ratcatcher controls rats. So I have a bunch of rats, and she has guns with like gases in them. And then you got Bloodsport, whom we talked about, teleports with him. You got King Shark, who's basically a humanoid shark.
He's another mainstay of the Suicide Squad.
You have Mungal, who's like an alien warlord, and she's got just basically superhuman everything, right? Like strength and power and all that stuff.
How could it be superhuman if she's a fucking alien?
You got Thinker, who's just like a genius inventor, so he's going to invent some things, I guess. You got Solsoria, who has cybernetic enhancements. You got Blackguard. Same thing, battle suit that gives him powers to do stuff. A Weasel, again, Weasel in comics is just a dude in a costume.
It looks like what he is in the film.
So I don't know if it's an actual, like in Marvel, they had a character called Vermin that was like an actual vermin, big rat man. But this one, Weasel, he's just a guy in a costume with.
He's more or less like the Jackal.
He's like the male Tigrat. And then you got Captain Boomerang, no powers, just throws boomerangs. Peacemaker, who has firearms and he has a jetpack, so he can fly around and do stuff. And then
John Cena, isn't it?
What's that?
John Cena.
And then the last one, which has some loose connections, but there's no actual TDK in the comic books. So this time it's not the Dark Knight, but TDK. The speculation is that is acronym for the Detachable Kid. And the badge that is there has like a guy with his arms crossed, but the arms they look like a couple of ham hocks. They're like detached. And there was an actual guy in comics back in the day who would rip off his arm and beat you with it. So this might be that, and that's Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
So there's after Amanda Waller and Colonel Flag, there is 15 of these suicide squatters, which I can guarantee you Probably a third of them will not make it to the credits.
Really?
A third of them?
Only a third? I'd go so far as probably
A lot
half.
more. But that's...
I say more than half.
Since there's no actual speculation we can do on a trailer, because all they did was some circle jerk nonsense and the character reveal, we here at HydraDome decided we're going to do a little thing called the Suicide Squad Death Pool. Or Deadpool. We're gonna guess out of the 17 who we think is gonna die and not make it to the end of the fucking the movie, okay? Or including end credits. If you die at the end credits, it counts. So anywhere from start of the
Before
pick
you get out of your
to the
seat.
pick.
Before you get out of your seat.
Yeah.
He's dead. Okay.
Yep.
Before exactly. So who are we gonna start with?
Why don't we just go down the list you got there? And
All right, cool,
you just-
fine. Amanda Waller.
She's gonna live.
She's lit.
I'm saying she's living.
Living.
Okay, Rick Flag.
Living.
Living.
Living. Okay, can we make this easier for me and just go from like Riddick this way?
Okay. You say the name, I'll go down.
Yeah, Savant.
Dying.
Dead.
Yeah, dead.
Dead. Do you guys have... I need to see your fucking sheets here.
Look,
Because this is gonna... Javelin.
Dead. Dead.
they have no powers, right? Dead.
That's what you're basing it on? That's so racist. Dead.
That's
Harley
not
Quinn.
racist.
Harley Quinn.
She's gonna live.
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 Fuck. Live. Polka Dot Man.
I think he's gonna live.
Who?
Even though
I need to see your work too.
Because he you would think he's the first one
We
to
don't
go.
need reasons.
I think he's gonna
We don't
make
need
it.
reasons. Sandy, I need to see your paperwork afterwards. Sandy says dead.
I'm gonna say dead.
I'm gonna say you don't even have a list.
I don't.
God damn it, you're not gonna make it to the end of the night. I say Polka Dot Man lives. Ratcatcher 2, Riddick.
I think they're live. But they're not gonna stay with the group. They're gonna escape somehow.
Okay, that's what rats do.
Dead.
Live.
Dead. Bloodsport. This is Idris Elba's character?
Yeah, this one's a tough one.
Yeah.
Could go either way.
Yeah, he might end up becoming a good guy or something. But you live.
Dead.
Live.
I'm going with dead for multiple reasons. First off, you can't have that many black people in a movie. Like, Hollywood isn't that racist nowadays. And then you can't afford Idris Elba and Will Smith in the next Suicide Squad.
Exactly.
So, dead. King Shark.
Live.
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 Live. Mongol.
Live.
Dead.
Dead.
Live. Thinker.
Dead.
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 Dead. Sandy, have you deaded everybody?
I'm deading a lot.
I need to see your list after this. So sorry.
Dead.
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 Lives. Because this is how Hollywood tries to trick you into thinking they ain't racist. Blackguard.
Dead.
Dead.
It's Pete Davidson, right? Dead.
Dead. TDK.
I think he's gonna be the first one to die.
Dead.
I think he's gonna die pretty quick.
I think so too. It's Nathan Fillion. Weasel.
Dead.
Dead.
Just because it's fucking James Gunn's brother, I feel like he's dead, but I want to say that he lives because it'd be so funny, you know? I'm gonna go with lives. Fuck it.
Dead. Captain Boomerang.
Live.
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 Dead. Peacemaker.
Live.
That's where they're gonna get the threat. That's where they're gonna get the emotional death. Live.
Live.
Dead.
Dead. It's John Cena, man. John Cena doesn't do sequels unless it's a John Cena movie
Or the Fred movie.
or the Fred movie.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So that's our Suicide Squad Deadpool. If you feel like you deserve to have your fucking views on who's gonna die and who's not gonna die, fucking type that shit on the bottom. Look at that whoring we're doing here. We're whoring just like everyone else now.
Exactly.
What is that? Comment section.
Comment section.
We're
Show
gonna,
your work. Or else I'm gonna
and
think
then
you're
in a
lying.
few months from now, we'll do a comparative. We'll see who was right.
We will. And this will be better than fucking when we said we were going to do the Game of Thrones wine and never drank it because we couldn't afford it. But it's not something we can afford. It's not a financial thing. All right.
Okay.
Moving forward.
So Suicide Squad, the movie, The Suicide Squad, wasn't the only announcement to do with a bunch of miscreants. There was also the Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League video game.
Yeah. Which
It's-
is, they're probably not going to kill the Justice League.
Well, they're going to have to do battle. Each of the Justice League members is probably going to be a boss.
Yes.
Surprise.
That would make
Shocker.
sense.
But they showed, they didn't show any gameplay. It's not due until 2022. So there was no gameplay. It was just really a cinematic thing that looked really crisp. Right? Like it looked.
Okay, it was a good cinematic. I enjoyed it.
It was funny.
And they showed the 4 characters.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn, Captain Boomerang, King Shark, and Deadshot.
Yep.
So that was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's a pre-rendered cutscene, you know, your trailer. You got to take it all with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Like the game's not going to look anything like that.
No, if it does, though, that'd be kind of interesting. Except for King Shark, he had like miniature head. It was really weird.
Sorry, I mean, like stylistically, it'll probably be fairly similar. It's not going to look that crisp in the game, though.
But they kind of gave him the small head like they did in what was it? The Harley Quinn cartoon. On Cartoon Network.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that.
Because he had like a pretty small head in that series.
But anyways, so in the game, it looks like the Suicide Squad have been sent in because the Justice League have been mind controlled by Brainiac.
Yeah, it looks like it's Brainiac.
No, I confirmed it was Brainiac.
Like they fucking reveal everything, man.
So it takes place in Metropolis.
Yep.
And as Spinny said, there's what they're talking about is 4 playable characters. And you can play singular.
Do we know if it's just Metropolis?
Yes.
To me, Justice League sounds like you could travel a bunch of different places.
Open world in Metropolis.
Okay, so Metropolis.
Okay.
Open world.
So you can play as one of the 4 characters we just mentioned, and the other 3 be controlled by bots. Or you can play with 4 people, all taking a character.
Yeah.
You can play the one, it says you can bounce around from one to the other depending what you want to do. But a lot of these, with the exception of King Shark, they all have some kind of like ranged weapons. They're including Harley Quinn's bat and grenades as like a ranged weapon.
Yeah.
And what's with non-mobile characters when they get video game versions? They learn how to teleport.
Yeah.
Captain
Boomerang. Like, which is kind of like,
teleports. It's like, what the fuck?
Like,
at least they made a joke about it.
Yeah. At least, I was mentioning to you about this. Like, it's nice that they're kind of adding something to Captain Boomerang because, that does. And you were mentioning it would be cool if he's attached to the boomerang, so that way he's teleporting to the boomerang.
Yeah, like that Final Fantasy VII prelude.
Yeah. Well, 15 prelude.
Whatever, I fucking all the same.
Yeah.
They're all sluts.
No, they're not.
Okay, sorry.
But yeah, so, and then the other thing is that, so this is being developed by Rocksteady, who did most of the Arkham games, and it is set in the same world as the Arkham games.
Which is weird.
They're not doing the newest Arkham game either, are they?
It's not an Arkham game. That's the thing.
It's an Arkham game.
Yes, but either way, I believe that.
That pretty much. So leading that into when we just opened the door there too is that they revealed another Batman game and it's called Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
And someone said, but you're not going to play as Batman.
Yes.
This is the word.
So in this world, Batman has been dead for some period of time.
He's not dead.
He's dead.
Presumed dead. Fucking. Does it matter?
Yo,
It does matter.
If real thugs don't die, then I don't think Batman does either.
Anyways, and now it is the responsibility of the rest of the Bat family to
Nightwing.
They'll let you play as Batman.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's another
Batman under a different skin.
Yeah.
Batman as teenage angst. Batman as a female.
So the 4 characters are Nightwing, Red Hood, Batgirl or Batwoman. I don't know what she is right
Batgirl.
now.
Batgirl.
And who am I missing? And Robin.
Robin.
Yeah, Damian.
No, not Damien. It's
Tim Drake.
What's his name? Tim Drake.
Oh, yeah.
He's the useless one, so they make him teleport in this.
Really?
Yes. He somehow hacks Cyborg's anus. And,
He creates boom tubes?
but yeah, so
apparently he hacks the Justice League Tower.
I don't think they said he hacks it. I think they said he had access to it.
Well, Tim
Why would
Drake
he
has
not
been
in the
known to
Justice
hack
League?
the Justice League a few times.
Well,
Anyway,
I'm just saying, if Tim Drake
look,
was
man,
fucking black, he would
once again-
definitely be hacking if he had access to the Justice League.
So the big thing about Gotham Knights is that it's doing its own thing. It has nothing to do with the Arkham games. It's in its own universe. So who knows who?
Which is
Tim
weird
Drake
because it's like all the skins and everything, like how the look is.
It looks.
It literally is an
Arkham-like.
Arkham game.
Yeah.
But-
It's just you can't call it an Arkham game because then lawyers get involved and the players.
Okay,
Are
so I
crazier
was
than
actually
that.
having this discussion with Riddick. So this is being made by it's Warner Montreal,
Yeah,
who also own Rocksteady. So there's
but
nothing.
they're not Rocksteady.
What are you talking about?
It says right here, Warner Brothers Montreal, not Rocksteady.
But they're all owned by Warner Media.
Yo, okay.
So
Sure.
there's no lawyer stuff. But either way, in this
Wait,
game,
what do they got
in the
there?
trailer they showed off. They had a trailer and some gameplay. In the gameplay, they showed off them fighting against Mr. Freeze, and at the end of the trailer, they teased the Court of Owls, which would be pretty cool.
Oh, I love the Court of Owls.
Which would kind of imply that
You're gonna
maybe
bring-
Batman may not be dead. He may just be prisoner to the owls.
Oh,
right?
they're gonna tell him.
So, spoiler alert. But anyways, there you go. So that's scheduled for a 2021 release. So basically the Gotham Knights will be next year, and then the Suicide Squad will be the year to follow.
And one thing we didn't mention is, so that game, you got your 4 playable characters, but it is not 4-player multiplayer. It is only single player or co-op.
Yeah, multiplayer stuff.
Like same system co-op, like local co-op.
Probably not.
Well, how's it not multiplayer if it's co-op?
It's not 4-person multiplayer as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't catch it. My bad. All right, moving on.
So then moving away from video games for a moment, we're going back into movies, and one kind of maybe we'll. They debuted. It's been a lot of talk about the Justice League Snyder Cut. So they showed an extended trailer, which, in all honesty, I couldn't tell what was new and what was old because the Justice League movie was not very good.
Yeah. It looked like the same movie, minus Joss Whedon's shitty sense of humor.
Yeah.
Fucking Snyder's been talking like mad shit ever since the Snyder Cut got confirmed.
Weren't they both talking shit about each other?
I don't think Joss Whedon's actually really said anything.
No, he had the whole thing about when he was doing the filming and everyone was like, all he did was bash Snyder's cut.
Yeah. Because he made a whole bunch of cuts because he didn't like a bunch of Snyder's stuff, and he's like, no, we're cutting this. This is stupid. Like,
these two are acting like parents, but they birthed 2 big piles of steaming dog shit. They're proud over nothing. This is not something you want to be proud over. You shouldn't even put your name on the cut. You should just be like, they're just trying to get more money.
But I really don't know. I really don't know what was new. Did you like?
Darkseid. Yeah, had him in the fucking
Darkseid. The way Steppenwolf looks.
He's pretty much the same.
Cyborg still looks like one of them fucking kaleidoscope things.
Yeah, but I think what he's alluding to in the trailer is that they're going to go back more into developing Cyborg more in the movie.
Maybe. Why would you develop Cyborg?
Because the problem was because remember at the beginning of the movie, all he's doing is just brooding in a fucking apartment. That's it. That's literally it. And it's just like,
Cyborg
I'm a monster.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Okay, I want to know, what are they doing about Superman's mustache? Did they sort that out?
I guess that's the thing that hasn't really been discussed. I don't know how
that's the only thing I'm paying attention to.
Well, Kevin Smith was like, release the Snyder stash.
Yeah.
This is what.
What's wrong with Superman with a stash anyway?
I don't care.
So DC, desperate to highlight something, is actually like just putting makeup on a pig. They basically what they're doing. They're saying that this is something that was already dead. No, you didn't really like it then. Maybe you'll like it the second time.
No. This is for Snyder's fuckboys, man. Any of you X-Men fucking.
I don't even think it's like. For whatever reason, a lot of people were just like, "Oh no." It was the movie. The movie must be good. It's just Joss Whedon came in and ruined it.
It's because comic fans were crackheads. I think it's all crackheads, man. We're crackheads.
No one's ever
like. I'm definitely interested to see it, but I don't have high expectations of it at all.
I don't know.
I'm not even interested to see it. I'm gonna watch it because I have no life.
I feel like I'm gonna waste 2 hours of my life watching this movie.
I do actually want to see.
I need something. I need a little like Justice League symbol at the bottom of the screen that lets me know what's new.
No, actually,
I don't know. The gods are dead, man.
That's the other thing. I'm gonna have to waste my time rewatching the original fucking Justice League so I can see what's different.
The original one is ingrained into my fucking brain.
This is only coming out for HBO Max or pirate internet. So fucking pirate it if you can. Fuck paying these bastards.
And then it'll probably a month later be on DVD or Blu-ray.
Yeah. It'll be on Netflix.
So DC's strategy. So DC's going to release something that they already released, and then they're also going to be releasing something set 35 years ago.
A little bit better than Disney releasing Mulan for $30.
So they also showed some new trailer for Wonder Woman 1984.
1984. I'm glad it's not 1983 because that's the year I was born, and that'd be forever tainted. So any of you poor bastards born in '84, I feel for you.
Because I don't like this. Is like.
It was looking good.
So the first Wonder Woman movie, right? It was set like way back in the way back. Which I think kind of just, it was basically the female version of the Captain America First Avenger. They put Wonder Woman in there. And then when Marvel did
I always just thought of it as a mashup of Captain America and Thor.
And then when Marvel, when Marvel did Captain Marvel, they actually set it back in time, almost like a little origin, right? Back there, Tom Cruise. So now they're returning the favor. So now they're kind of like, instead of the Top Cruise era with Captain Marvel, Tom Cruise, Top Gun, Tom Cruise era,
works.
We're gonna take
People
Wonder
do a lot
Woman
of movies.
and slot her into 1984,
Yeah.
and so we can make jokes about parachute pants and fanny packs.
And they brought back Blue Eyes McGinty there because he looks really good.
Chris Pine.
Whatever his name is. I swear to God, all that guy does is show off his blue eyes. This shit's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Eye flexing motherfuckers. It's like, stop that shit.
Yeah, we get it. You have beautiful blue
Every
eyes.
movie he's in, that's all it is. It's like he's looking at the camera. It's like, yo, fuck off.
Yeah.
Even in fucking Rob Roy Returns or whatever that fucking Netflix movie, the fucking
Tom Roy?
Braveheart part 2.0. Fucking, that's all he's doing is looking in the camera while his wife's singing in some prison cage. On
Even
some
Star
fucking
Trek.
Netflix. It's fucked
Fucking, he's got lens flares in his goddamn eyes.
That's what I'm saying.
I guess I thought that was my role here.
What? Yeah, well, that is your role, but we don't abuse it like the bastards in Hollywood
Exactly.
do, 'cause they're bastards.
So I'm not really thinking highly. And then the villain is Cheetah.
Yeah.
She's
there's
just
two,
changed her name
isn't
to Wina.
Who's the other one?
It's Maxwell Lord.
So,
Pedro Pascal.
actual Warlord might be just an introduction to him, though, eh, Spenny?
Yeah.
They
sure.
might, they
I don't-
might be
okay,
trying
so-
to do that thing called connecting their movies.
Maybe, but that's the thing, though. So the first trailer emphasized him a lot more, and then this trailer was a lot more about Cheetah.
So probably what's going to happen
Reminding.
is Cheetah will start out as villain, and then her and Wonder Woman will team up to fight Max Lord.
You know what Cheetah reminded me of in that trailer? Like she was the 5th candidate in the Player Haters Ball. And she's sitting there literally like, I didn't get nothing. You got everything.
Why does everyone get all these scenes and I get nothing?
It's like, damn,
Isn't
hater
that
of
kind
the
of Cheetah's
year.
thing? Isn't a lot of her motivation that she's jealous of Wonder Woman?
You know, if that could be your motivation from the 60s, you know, and that could even be your motivation right now in 2020 if you're a shitty writer writing for Cheetah. But if this is the best you can come up with, maybe just not put her in a fucking movie. Like, I get it, you want to stay close to the comics you're avoiding, but fucking...
I don't know.
I do like the fact that Cheetah is finally going to be in a Wonder Woman movie because she is like a mainstay.
After the one Wonder Woman movie,
No.
she's finally going to be in
No,
one.
because like I've always associated when I read anything with Wonder Woman, I always associate Cheetah. Like it's sort of my like go-to. The first person I think of her fighting.
The Gigantra or whatever her name is.
Oh yeah.
Like that could have made more sense than Cheetah. My problem with Cheetah is like, look, on this earth as we speak, lions, cheetahs, all those fucking cats, they're endangered species from normal ass fucking human beings. So what's a cheetah gonna do to a fucking Wonder Woman? That's crazy ass
But,
shit.
but that's been kind of Cheetah's been pushed to the forefront with that again the latest reboot of Wonder Woman where they had those that there was that whole storyline that was strictly it was bi-weekly release, right, and they kind of did one story and the other. The one bi-weekly story, the Liam Sharp one, was always Cheetah stuff. So she's in the forefront now. I can understand why they put her in there, but again, I don't know. It's gonna get. I think all the dating jokes are gonna get old really quick.
Yeah, agreed.
For sure. It's like fucking, and then the other thing is they look like they spent about as much money on digital effects for Cheetah as they did to cover up Superman's mustache.
She looks like
didn't
she
look
looks like she was in the Cats movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks
No
awful.
buttholes.
It could change.
All right, let's.
Okay, one more. Well, we got a couple
Yes.
more, but another movie that they kind of teased was Black Adam.
Black Adam, literally because DC's trying to show they ain't racist. They brought up Black Adam.
Now, there wasn't really a lot that was shown.
Basically,
But-
There was,
But, okay.
they went through his history.
Is
Basic history.
so? Is Black Adam a villain or a hero?
He's supposed to be a villain. He's supposed to. I
Yes.
thought he was like one of those anti-heroes.
I thought he was
He's
Like
a
with
tragic
more leaning
villain.
towards.
I thought he was like the like there was Shazam and there was Black Adam. They were like
Well, you see it in the animated series. There's fucking Digimon fucking Shazam. He's trapping Black Adam. He's the dude who fucked over Black Adam.
so I don't know.
Right? And Digimon Shazam is fucking.
So I don't know what the
the guy
spin
who
is.
passed on the Shazam to the white dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what the spin is. Like I understand like Venom,
That's what I
right?
told you what the spin is.
Venom had he was still trying to do good. Black Adam's not trying to do any good. So what's it going to be?
Well, because you know how Shazam's name is an acronym of all the powers. I think Black Adam also has an acronym of powers. He has the acronym of Ock, Doctor Ock again, and Mega Man. So you put those together, and you have Black Adam.
I
I don't know shit about Black Adam.
I don't know, and I'm thinking they're just it's kind of like what was the thing there? Was it the Mummy King or whatever it was? No,
Scorpion.
the Scorpion King, right?
With
It's the
Randy
same thing.
Couture and The Rock playing Egyptians, yes. It was
So is
great.
that what they're
I
trying to do
felt
with Black Adam?
No, it's exactly Black Adam is Middle Eastern, and the problem is
Middle
like
East.
so his
I would imagine
so his
he's Egyptian if he's that old.
No, well, Sumerian technically.
Sumerian, technically, I don't think you're actually proving that correctly. I think you're talking some shit. He's probably Egyptian. We're going to just say he's Egyptian.
Okay, sure, whatever.
I'm thinking, yeah.
He has to be Egyptian. Where else did they get him from the mummy? They got it. They attached him from the mummy, and then they're like, "Yo, fucking, this is the evolution of that character."
So they didn't really reveal a whole lot.
Oh, you're talking about the Scorpion King?
Scorpion King.
I'm not talking about the Scorpion King. I'm talking about Black Adam.
I know. I'm saying the Scorpion King evolved into the Black Adam. That's why they picked the Rock for it.
They didn't really say a whole lot, but they did a little teaser from that. And then something that was kind of at the end, almost the end of the night, was kind of what the big lead up to was. They were showing some footage from the Batman, or actually a trailer. They said they said that that the film before COVID hit was only about 25% shot. So they assembled some footage to kind of make a trailer. And so what are you guys' thoughts?
Okay, one sec. Just to rewind here. In a revised origin, Teth Adam was born on September 11th, 1279 BCE. Teth Adams is the son of the ancient Egyptian pharaoh Ramses II.
Damn.
No Sumerian.
Oh, that's from the reboot?
I don't know. It was a wiki, so who knows? It could have been from multiple fucking reboots. The point is, the motherfucker is old.
Yeah.
But on September 11th, apparently.
Yeah.
September 11th.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that has to be the reboot.
Hey, not on September 11th, the Batman.
Yeah.
Which is not the Black Adam or the Wonder Woman 19.
Egypt's behind September 11th.
Don't say that out loud. We got enough problems there. So, so what did you guys think of the trailer? I guess we all saw it.
I liked it.
There's things I liked and there's things I didn't like.
Yeah, I'm vengeance.
Okay, first off, I gotta say, I didn't mind his voice.
No, it was just that line. It was literally that line.
Yeah, I'll bet, yeah.
Like, I felt like that was a troll to, like, Christopher Nolan.
He looks like a weird Bruce Wayne, though.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, you know, early 20s broody Bruce Wayne, right? Like,
Yeah.
just gets back. He's been back in Gotham for like a year.
Batman wasn't really brooding in his early years, at least from everything I've read.
No, year zero,
He's just excited to do something about stopping crime. He's not brooding. Well, dude, the guy travels around the world.
I don't think he brooded until he joined the Justice League. He was
right. Well, like, to me, it sounds like Batman's career started making him brood when he started realizing that he was punching against a giant fucking wave that's perpetually moving forward.
Yeah.
Right. So that to me is always what felt like broody about Batman.
Yeah, he's literally chasing the wave.
He's always like wily about getting up there and doing it, like to the point where he makes like a lot of rambunctious mistakes. Right.
But
just when he's younger, but
I mean,
this one doesn't look like he's making as many mistakes.
So I think in this trailer they only showed maybe half of like the principal cast. Like we saw.
They showed the best part.
Yo, the best part, Jeffrey Wright, man.
Yes, Jeffrey Wright.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for him.
He was pretty cool. So, and they probably showed, I like to say, the most amount of investigation Batman's ever done in any fucking movie.
Oh my God, yes.
It's literally the 1 second he's like, Batman, what do you think? He's like, 1 sec, and then they cut to the next scene, the most amount of investigation.
See, and for the most part, like, this trailer for me, because of the whole millennial bat thing, like, just having him as Batman, just hearing his voice and seeing how he does some of the scenes, like, just those quick cuts for him, has definitely made me go, oh, maybe I could be wrong about him playing Batman. Just because, because my thing was like, I never was a fan of Pattinson's acting.
Twilight.
Like, the only...
Twilight.
Like, oh my God, like, Twilight was horrible. The only thing I even thought that he remotely did good in was the movie called The Lighthouse.
I didn't see that.
Which, it wasn't a bad movie. Like, he did a very good job in that movie.
Yeah, what's up?
It was literally just him and Willem Dafoe in a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, nice. Willem Dafoe's a good actor. If you can act with Willem Dafoe, I guess he has some job. Like, you're right. I don't think I should hate on Chris Pattinson because of what he did. I don't even think we should call him millennial back, considering the amount of fucking doo-doo stains that played Batman before. So, like, George Clooney is probably still going to be the worst Batman that could ever be. So,
I don't know if Val Kilmer with the nipples was pretty bad.
Val Kilmer was also a really fucking trashy Batman. So sometimes you live life and you forget about the past, right?
Yeah.
And, we said certain comments about Mr. fucking Pattinson that, I'm not necessarily going to remove from the stake because fuck him if he's, fuck him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, no, let's not call him millennial Bat. Let's give him Batman respects.
Yeah.
At least, and then when the movie comes out, we'll shit on him.
Yes, that's fair.
Yeah,
but
he's
the
definitely
way
not the worst Batman.
He did give the appearance, like, and I've read other places, like, I got a 7 vibe. right?
Yeah,
Like, just like a gritty, it's going to be raining a lot, probably.
Yeah,
everything's going to be dimly lit. And there's going to be some detective work involved, right? Like that's
they're definitely going with the suspense style.
Really quick, before we move into the next subject here, because I feel like we're almost at the end of this one, and I just want to get this off. So, because since we're going with some predictions of the future, plus or minus one fucking flashback to his parents' death. What do you say? Do you think they're going to show it more than once or none?
Oh my god,
more than once.
Do you think more than once?
Yeah, I think more than once.
More than once?
Yeah.
I mean, if the options are only more than once or none,
show it. Has to show. They can reference it and speak, but they have to show a flashback.
I think there'll be a flashback from the perspective of Bruce Wayne, and there'll be a perspective of someone like a cop or something. There's going to be like two,
or like he has a detective moment, and it's like fucking he's analyzing his memory.
Spenny?
yeah, I'd like it if they would, for the most part, like gloss over it because it's just been done to death. But it's going to be prominent, I think.
I feel like they might mention it as in a reason why Thomas Wayne and Martha Wayne were murdered, but I'm going to go with no. I don't think they're going to do it. I feel like whoever's directing this newest Batman should be wise enough to realize they do it like 6 times a movie. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? So really quick while we're on that, do you think if they show the scene, they're going to show the Pearlies getting busted open?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yes.
Yes.
If they do it, yes, that happens.
Okay, so we got 3 for 3 for Pearlies, and then 3 for 4 in scene. So I'm really rolling the dice on this one. Winner gets nothing. Next.
I'm changing the order here just to throw it. They had a little interview with Neil Gaiman and talking about Sandman. And if you're aware or not, they're developing a Sandman project at Netflix. And it kind of went on. It was in getting in the early stages, and then the COVID shut everything at Netflix down. So they just kind of interviewed Neil Gaiman. It wasn't really a whole lot, because production is just starting back up. They're just in the process of casting and whatnot. But he said he was thankful for that 6 months, because he said they just really went back to the script.
Good.
And so he's overseeing it, not necessarily writing everything, but he's overseeing. He's the project runner, it sounds like. And so he said the real only change is that in the original Sandman story, Sandman's trapped like in the early 20th century, and then he's released in like 1988.
Well, trapped by accident.
Yeah, and then so then he's saying Sandman will be released, like say this comes out 2021, Sandman will be released in 2021.
Oh, so they just pushed up the
So they
timeline.
pushed up the
Yeah,
thing.
because I thought when they first wrote Sandman, it was just reflecting of the time that he was writing Sandman.
And that's where he said the biggest challenges are, because he said the things that were big issues in the 80s are not a big issue now. And he referenced specifically, he said like the AIDS crisis. He's like in the 80s, AIDS was a huge like thing, and with the same-sex relationships, he said push some boundaries that he's like are really tame in comparison now.
So right now, but everything is tame right now. So Neil, I don't know. I think you should stick to your script. It was powerful then, and it's still powerful now.
So, and I think that's what he's saying. It's still going to be, but just updated to reference now.
Current events.
So that was, but he sounded really diligent in like we're not changing things up. We're updating it. So
Warner Brothers, you're stupid as fuck, man. You're giving this to Netflix, and then you're going to claw it back from when you realize how big of a success this show's going to be. Sandman, I think, as far as I'm concerned, from like script to movie, has the best potential at it. Probably one of any of the comic books I've ever read. It is something that it's unavoidable to any sort of walk of life in North America. The concepts that he goes through, and it's such a cool series to begin with the character being who he is. This is literally Sandman, the guy who puts people.
But that's Neil Gaiman. Like, he's very psychological in his writing style. Like,
for sure. But some Neil Gaiman books aren't going to translate well to.
No, absolutely.
But he very much said part of the appeal of Sandman. He's like, this is a guy who dreams. So my limits are what someone can dream.
Exactly.
And so he said the very first he expected it not to fly. And he thanked DC for their grace. And he said, when I originally wrote that first story arc, I only made it 8 issues long.
Yeah.
Because he said, I expected at issue 8, they said they were going to cancel it at 12.
For sure.
So he said, I expected to do like 8 issues of a story arc and then individual 4 issues to get me to run it out.
Well, how do you expect in the 80s when superhero comics are through the fucking roof, you're writing a story about a figment of a concept of something.
Yes.
Where a group of rich people are trying to stop themselves from dying so they think they can kidnap Death and then instead kidnap Sandman. Like that is something if you haven't, I can feel like you'd be very anxious. Maybe in 2020 you'd have an easier time pitching it, but in the 80s I would imagine you're a bit anxious.
Oh, that's crazy.
So.
Like that's such a crazy concept.
It is. I think it's absolutely amazing. And then at the same time, like the topic matters that they go through is very human. And if they follow the tonality of like what he did in Overture for art wise, I think that series can be fucking insane. Like it's absolutely insane. So
just a couple more things. They did do something that I was looking forward to. It said the Multiverse 101. They're going to explain it. They didn't explain nothing. They basically said it sounded like really it stemmed out of the Flash stuff. That the Flash was getting popular on TV, and then they wanted to introduce Flash in the movies. But they also had a Flash in the comic books. So how do we reconcile that this Flash in the TV has done this, the comics have done that, in the movies done that? They were like, well, we'll just say they exist in different universes.
Yeah.
And now that's crossed over into everything, and I think it's gonna account for all the different Batmans. It's gonna account for all the different Jokers. It's gonna account for all the different Harley Quinns. They're gonna say there's no illegitimate Harley Quinn. They're all legitimate. Yeah. They just exist in different universes. There's no illegitimate Flash. There's no illegitimate Superman. They're all equally as sound.
So that means that sounds more like an excuse to not have continuity.
Yep, it's pretty much.
Well, you know what? The good news is finally movie fans will get an idea of what it's like to be a comic fan.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though, right? Like, their cinematic universe has been such a shit show. Like,
absolutely.
Like they're just now picking and choosing which of their shitty films they don't have to.
I don't know why they're so afraid to just restart. What are you worried that because Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa had 2 good movies that did well that you need to keep them and not restart the
See, and that's the thing is like that Flashpoint is a perfect point to start over again.
So they didn't Flashpoint.
But they used to have that like Elseworlds.
It is, though, you're right.
DC used to call it Elseworlds, right?
Yeah.
Like the Red Sun Superman or that kind of thing. And then they were like, but that like makes it not as powerful because it didn't really happen. So this is saying, no, this is absolutely happening. Get over it. And that's what it is. But go ahead.
Sorry, one thing I heard is that with the Flash movie coming out, that is going to be their like official launching point for the DC cinematic.
That makes sense because
they've had like 4 different fucking official starts now. Like at first it was Man of Steel, then it was it's Batman versus Superman, and it's
Justice League.
It's gibberish. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So essentially speaking, they had a press conference about we don't know what's happening. Just let's all pretend together. Yeah.
So the last subject of the day, we went through all of these different topics that were covered on this DC fandom.
Yeah.
What was not covered?
Where are the fucking comics?
Yeah.
But I'd like to point out here at HydraDome, we represent more DC comics than DCFandome doesn't they own. We got here. What is this? Is this the Flash one? We got the newest Flash. Death Metal 3 or Batman, and then Death Metal 3. Like, come on, man. There we go. That's some fucking DC.
Exactly. That's literally latest DC stuff right there.
Right? Then why the fuck did they avoid the comics, Rick? Is it because they're burying it under a digital rug?
Okay, so some argue that with all the recent DC layoffs, who involved a lot of the higher-ups, that because all this stuff was pre-recorded in advance, all their comic stuff was recorded with people that they kicked to the curb. So people that were affected, that they fired, talking about the future of this comic or the development of this character, how could they go on and put them back on there after they let them go?
Pay them extra. Fuck.
Sick burn.
I don't know. Like that seems a little weird to me because I don't think the firings were like a spur of the moment thing. And I mean, I'm sure they recorded this, like they would have recorded this stuff in advance, but like.
I think the firings were the spur of the moment thing because I think they came down not from DC, they came down from Warner Brothers.
Right, yeah. And the Warner Brothers guy just got hired recently, Jason Kiel.
Yeah, but I'm
so I think even if there was a sense of that, they were told just keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Keep putting all your stuff in fandom.
Cool.
Everything's good.
Everything's fine.
Well,
also, you're fired. You're fired.
The other theory is DC really has no fucking clue what they're doing right now, comic-wise, because of all the shake-arounds and this fucking growing theory here that they're really just trying to kill the fucking print market and go digital.
But you can't kill print market.
You can if you want to. When you're Warner Brothers, the only thing you care about is fucking having your big franchise titles. You don't need anything else. You have your source material, and if the numbers ain't matching, like DC's just been shit in the bed lately, what the fuck? What's stopping them?
And it is a little weird that in the same week that all this DC fandom talk, like whatever, that they also have released intent to reboot or restart Milestone Comics. So again, digitally, yes, they're putting an emphasis on the digital thing. So why wouldn't you use DC Fandome?
1 sec. Let's. Milestone Comics is.
It's
Black superheroes.
Black heroes.
Yeah, icon. Fucking.
Well, they're not iconic unless they have.
No, icon. Like the character icon is.
Oh yeah,
Milestone
for sure,
Comics.
for sure.
Yeah, Static
Shock, yeah, any of those. But like again, like I don't know, man. I feel like that's in a way you're discrediting a lot of colored characters that have been around through spots because their advertising is like, yo, black people don't have no representation in comics.
Well,
like they've had representation in comics. Is it as much as a white person? Sure, no. But like, fuck, man, this is literally how things work in certain areas, and this shit evolves, right? To put a precedent on it just because it's the hot topic right now, I think you're not doing anybody a
exactly. Like if you're a fucking Luke Cage fan, buy Luke Cage shit. Yeah. Like I am.
There was a thing when Milestone first came out. There was an extra effort that it was black creators and black illustrators, black writers writing black characters.
Yeah.
And so there was like Dennis Cowan and Eddie Newell. There's a variety of black creators that came to the forefront and were doing writing minorities by minorities kind of thing. Yeah. And so this that it's coming out now, it does kind of seem like catering a little bit. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same. Like 3 years ago, it was the thing was we need women writing female characters. And they pushed the big women. This isn't just and it's the same thing when it does do a disservice because it's saying why do you need to segregate them at all? Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And then the other thing is, like, why are you fucking doing it digitally? There was numbers saying that there's a small amount of people reading digital fucking comics.
Very small.
So if you're really trying to do exposure, why the fuck wouldn't you print it?
Yep.
Right? Like, come on, man. It's true. It's the same with the female writers, the black writers. Anytime you do that type of shit, they are already out there. They're already writing incredible fucking stories. Yes. Go find somebody you enjoy and back them the fuck up. Give them some fucking money. Go support their shit. Like,
exactly. It was like in that last Avengers thing. My wife, she was like eye roll when there was that scene there all fighting and all the girls were in one shot.
Yeah,
charging.
We got this.
And my wife, she was like, why do we need to like emphasize that? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Isn't it more empowering to be like shoulder to shoulder fighting?
I think it would have been stronger if they showed Captain Marvel because literally everyone did nothing. Captain Marvel just did everything.
Have you ever seen?
Just leave her alone. She is a strong fucking female. And the fight scene with Thanos was good enough. Could go.
If you guys haven't seen the How It Should Have Ended Endgame, it has like. In one scene, it has like all of them coming together, and then Captain Marvel literally goes, just like clears the whole battlefield. She's like, no, I got it.
well, we didn't because we were talking about really one event, DC Fandome. We didn't really know if we'd have enough to talk about, but apparently we have. We're going long, so maybe we should. Do we have anything else to add?
What's your maybe? Because I don't like maybes out of nowhere, bro.
What do you mean, maybe what?
Actually, we do a lot of maybes out of nowhere. What are you talking about? What do you want to extend the show for right here?
I'm not saying. I'm saying we're like almost an hour.
We're fucking done for sure. I thought you were saying this was another fucking thing. No, we should.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, checking out our rant. And our predictions, especially for Suicide.
I feel like overall we were fairly nice.
No, we were pretty on point.
We took notes beforehand. We were focused.
Just in case we were too nice, DC, you fucking commie motherfuckers, man. Sort your fucking shit out and remember your fucking comics first. Don't forget your fucking history. What's that saying? You don't know where you're going if you don't know where you're coming from.
Yes.
Fucking sort it out.
All right, we'll catch you guys next time, and
next time. What's special about the next episode?
Everything.
50th episode.
Oh yes. Yeah. Our 50th episode is coming up next.
We count numbers like Marvel. It shit makes no sense really because this technically isn't an episode.
After the 50th episode, then we'll renumber and we'll start with 1 again, right?
What are we gonna do? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
We start at 1, season 2.
Why not?
1, 2.
All right, later, guys.
Earth 2, Hydra 2. We'll just fucking multi-dimension this shit too, man. Why the fuck not?
Multiverse.
I could be